I thought I would speak more about the grief of losing life to trauma, because the video I made about it, the short video, um, got lots of views and likes, so I think a lot of people resonated with that. And I realized that in the video I didn't actually talk about, you know, any resolution, like what can be done about it, about feeling behind in life, about feeling that your peers are ahead of you or you are behind, and while they were born in zero and have added things throughout their life, you were born in minus and had more and more taken away from you. So instead of having a childhood where you were where you were supported, you instead had to survive it, endure it. It was not about, having uplifting and happy experiences. Maybe you had some happy experiences, but because there was trauma there, because there was abuse and neglect, because there was so much mistrust, that takes up all of the space. And so it's a difficult place to be when spend time coping with the trauma, living with it, being in denial about it for a while, trying to push it away, trying to just cope with it, not deal with it, but just cope with it. You start to become aware that you have a trauma persona that is actually not who you are. It's a personality it's a mask that you were taught to create in order to survive lack of love. Realizing that you have a persona, realizing that this is not you, shedding your persona, discovering who you are, learning to, feel all the pain again, allowing yourself to feel it and have self-compassion for yourself. There's so much pain there, there's so much growth there as well. I will never say that, there was a meaning behind the pain and that pain in any way is a good thing. But the way you carried yourself through it, the way that you learned to heal from what you went through, your approach to it, the way you learned to love yourself, the way you learned to shed your persona, the the understanding that you gained, the perspective you gained, and the self-love that you reached throughout that journey of healing. That is something to be proud of, very proud of. And yes, there's a lot of pain there, but there's also a lot of growth. That it's almost as if you have just in your childhood experienced pain for an entire life. So while you in some areas might feel behind, in other areas you are far ahead, because you have been through so many crises, so many dark aspects of the human mind. And if you have experienced childhood trauma in particular, then you probably also have, mental health issues. You probably have, felt a lot of worthlessness and feelings of not wanting to be here. Like you've been through a lot of dark and painful corners of the human existence. And that is both very, very painful, but also extremely powerful. Because you're here right now. Like you're here to witness everything that you went through and everything that you have now become, despite of it. Not because of it, but despite of it. And that is something to be proud of. That is something to be proud of. not just having survived it, not just having gone through it. That is also a huge thing to be proud of, having survived it, have like literally just the fact that you exist. You could just as well have been dead, but you're here now, and that you're, taking care of yourself to your best abilities, that you're, choosing to become aware of the painful things and be there for yourself, be kind to yourself. All of these things matter so much. And yes, it would have been really, really nice if those things never happened, because you know that you would never wish that on anyone. Like, no matter how much you dislike someone, you would never wish for any of those things to happen to them, because it is extremely and excruciatingly painful. I'm just reminded of something I wrote, where I say, the best thing is to become me and to lose the person I was taught to become to handle the world's sickness. And again, here I'm speaking about losing your persona. There's something very interesting about when you survive trauma and you learn to put on a persona, you learn to create a persona. And when you start to heal, you start to realize that that persona is not you. That it's almost as if yourself has been hidden away for all this time. And then the mask drops, the persona drops, or it slowly falls away. It doesn't just do it from one day to the next, but it slowly falls away, and you get to discover yourself for the first time. Like, that is quite unique to figure out, like, who you are when you've already like lived for many years, whereas other people, they have a sense of self and are supported in that, and grow into that, and you've just been like in the dark, like not aware, and you've had to hide away yourself in order to go through those painful things. So when you start to heal and that persona falls away, then your true self comes forth. And so you get to witness yourself almost as if it's like a theater kind of thing, where the curtains open. It's like, here you are, although it doesn't necessarily seem as exciting as that, but it's just this very special thing, a very unique thing, to like be able to witness yourself like that. um but yeah, coming back to what I said in the beginning about, I didn't have any resolution to this feeling of feeling behind and feeling exhausted, having so much fatigue, wanting to rest or needing to rest a lot from having to have been in so much of a fight for your entire life. And then you just want to live. You just want to go out there and meet people and do things and have fun. Get new experiences, meet new people. So there's like one part of you that is just in so much grief about not having that, and feeling envious of those who have it. I think it's also a beautiful thing, because it also speaks to, this makes me emotional, but first of all, I think that there's a truth to what you long for also longs for you. So the things that you want also want you. And if you dream about something, I think it's because there is a future version of you that already has that. You don't just have those thoughts for no reason. It's not just because you didn't get it, it's also because you are meant to get it. It's just on your own timeline. And the other part of it is that is what is making me more emotional. You're there's a part of you that has that believes that you deserve a full life. You deserve, connection. You deserve to feel happy. You deserve to have fun experiences, new experiences. You deserve to go travel and do all these things that you want to do. And that speaks to how much you feel your worth, how much you feel your value, and what you deserve. So all of those things that you dream of, all those big things that you want, they want you to, and they're just a testament to how big you are, like how big your being is, how much value you have. So the more you want, the more dreams you have, the more it's just a sign of how much love there is inside of you. I think that's a very, very beautiful thing. So just because there's a lot of grief, and just because there's a lot of hopelessness and questions about, am I ever gonna have those things that I never had? Will it happen? Like, time is ticking, time is running out. Will I ever reach that point? That is a very valid feeling to have, and a very valid fear and grief as well. And once again, I don't have any final words of wisdom or words of resolution, because it's a very painful place to be. But just because you feel that there's no hope left, it doesn't mean that no good is gonna come for you. You can be hopeless and you can still have a future. You can feel hopeless and there can still be hope. Just as you can feel that you're lost, like you're not on the wrong track, but you are on the wrong track. You're just in time. You're right on time.